Today on Do It Frugal, we're going to be making my grandmother's famous orange cake. Alright, so I'm going to start off with showing you all of the ingredients that you're going to need, and then we are going to get started making this cake. So here I have a bundt pan which I have greased very well. This one happens to be my grandmother's original cake pan. She recently moved into a nursing home, so I got to get her original bundt pan. You don't need to have one that is copper. You can have a non-stick one or whichever one you have available to you. We find that this cake cooks better in a bundt pan, so that's why I'm recommending using that kind of cake tin. I then have flour, sugar, the rind and juice of one orange. I've got vegetable oil, and then I have eggs that I have separated into yolks and white. Now that we know what we need to use, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to whip our egg whites up until they're soft and voluminous. So you just want to make them nice and fluffy and have no liquid underneath. And then what we're going to do to that is we're going to add our egg yolks one at a time. So you just want to beat one egg yolk in, add the next one, and keep the machine beating at the whole time. Once they're all nicely beaten in, we're going to start with our sugar. So I don't dump it all in, just add it in gradually. I just tap it against the side of the mixer bowl so that it all falls in like a nice waterfall of sugar, and it allows it to come together really nicely and you don't deflate those eggs. The same with the oil or the vegetable oil. We're going to drizzle it in a thin, steady stream. If you dump it in all at once, it is going to deflate those eggs, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Last thing is the flour before we go and add our orange flavoring. So we're going to add the flour one tablespoon at a time. So just keep the mixer running again and just add your flour one at a time. You'll see that it incorporates and you can add a little bit more flour. You may also need to scrape down the side of the bowl while you're doing this. Then we're going to add our orange rind and our orange juice. I've used the rind and juice of a large lemon. Large orange, not a large lemon. Again, just drizzle in that orange juice. Don't dump it in too fast. You'll notice that the mixture now becomes really thin. That's exactly the way that it should be, and that's what's going to make a nice moist orange cake. With this mixer, my paddle or my whisk doesn't hit the bottom, so that's why I'm going and I'm giving it a quick stir manually before I pour it into the cake tin. It should be very quick. Then I've poured it into my bundt pan, which was nicely greased, and I'm going to bake it in the center of a preheated oven at 180 degrees for about 45 minutes, so somewhere between half an hour and 45 minutes, and you should get this beautifully risen cake that hits the top of your bundt pan. We're not going to take it out. Wait about 10 minutes before unmolding it. I've just flipped it onto my cooling rack, and I've been able to just lift the pan off. And the last thing that I did was I just sprinkled some icing sugar. It doesn't need anything else, just a little bit of icing sugar, and we're good to go. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and we'll be back next week for more frugal recipes. Have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye.